Hi beautiful thinkers, welcome to Temi's Beautiful Thoughts. Temi here, T-E-M-I. So today we're gonna be reviewing some stick foundations. So I personally have shied away from stick foundations for quite a while because I believe that they're for dry skin people. They're too greasy, too oily for my oily skin. I just don't go near it. But lately I'm like, you know, I tried a L'Oreal stick foundation and I liked it. I really liked it. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll be missing something. So I decided to go on a hunt for the best stick foundation for oily skin. Because stick foundations, they're very quick to use. You know, it's something that you can quickly grab. If you're rushing, just put it on your face and blend it and go out the door. That would be good for someone like me. So, you know, I want the quickest, best product. Any product that I'm looking for, I want it to be quick and I want it to be good. So that's the purpose of this video. So I tested 4 different foundations in this particular trial. And so out of the 4 foundations that I tried, 2 are specifically marketed for oily skin. The other 2, they're not really specific about. I think they're claiming that it's good for all skin type. So let me repeat that. 2 are specifically targeted for oily skin and the other 2 are not. So the 4 foundations that I tried were the Flesh, what's it called? Thick Stick? What is it called again? Yeah, Flesh Firm Thick Stick Foundation. That's the first one I tried. And then I tried Lancôme Teint Idole Ultrawear Makeup Stick. And this one has sunscreen. The third one is the Maybelline Superstay Multi-Use Foundation. Right here. The light is washing it out. And then the last one that I tried is Makeup Revolution. What is it called? Fast Base Stick Foundation from Makeup Revolution. I have 2 colors because I use one for contour. So the way that I did this foundation is trial was I wore them. I put them to the same kind of environment. I tested them under the same circumstance. So which meant that I wore it to work on different days. And I used the same primer, I used the same concealer, I used the same powder. And I tried each foundation 3 times each. So 2 times I tried the foundation just with the primer and then with the foundation and the concealer. And then the 3rd time that I tried it with the method of putting a loose powder so I put the primer on, I put the loose powder on top, and then I went in with the foundation because I wanted to see if that would make a difference in any of the foundation. So so I wanted to, what I was testing for was the wear time. I was testing for how it wore over time, like what it looked like as time went on. And then I also tested for if the powder, the loose powder, I used the Coty loose powder, if that prolonged the wear. So three things: wear time, how it wears, and if a loose powder under it helps the foundation stay longer. So those 3 things. So let me share with you guys the accompanying products that I use with the foundation. So the powder that I used to set my face after my entire face was done, that's my Derma Blend loose setting powder, the original translucent. And then my primer, I used Angel Veil from NYX. And then for my concealer, I used Infallible Pro Glow in Cocoa. And then on the days where I put the powder underneath the foundation, I used my Coty Espon powder. I'm almost out of this powder. I've had it for a while. So this one, the one that smells like, they say your grandma, it smells like it has a grandma scent. I don't know. So Oh, I also used I used the same like contour and blush for, so I used my Sleek contour kit, and then I used my Sleek blush by 3 in Flame, right? Yes. So because I wanted to keep everything consistent so that I could really judge how each foundation wore on my skin. So the first one that I'll be talking about is the Flesh Firm Stick Foundation. This one is in color 35 small. So the Flesh Stick, I'll read how it is described on Ulta. I bought all this at Ulta. So on Ulta, they said the Flesh Firm, Firm Flesh Thick Stick Foundation is a super portable, multi-purpose foundation stick in shades that deliver a creamy, buildable payoff. Thick Stick is face makeup that lets you cover, conceal, contour, and highlight on your own terms. Best of all, it's formulated to look like your skin. So, it's $18. This tiny little thing is $18. Let me show you guys how much product comes in it. Roll it all the way up. And keep in mind, I've only used this thing 3 times. That's all that comes in it. You probably, maybe this will last you, if you use it every day, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So it's $18 and it's 0.16 ounce. And I also did the price breakdown per gram because I wanted to see the one that was the most expensive. So this one came down to $3.97 per gram, and it comes in 40 colors, so which is a good shade range. The brand is cruelty free and the foundation is fragrance free, and it has like a light dewy finish. That's what they claim. They claim it's a light dewy finish. When I wore it, I noticed that the you guys, I would insert a video that blending it out, I had to put a little bit more pressure to blend it out. It's not as smooth, and but it wasn't difficult to blend out. I just had to, you know, put a little bit more pressure, and it has a satin finish on my skin because I can still see kind of like a little bit of a glow on my skin, and the coverage is a medium coverage. So because I could still see some discoloration on my face when I put that on, so it's not like full coverage. I mean, I don't know if you can build it up. I usually don't like do full coverage foundation. If I can get my skin even, I'm good. So no complaints there. So on the first time I tried it with just the primer alone. So I started getting oily at 4 hours. So I usually do my makeup maybe around 8:30. So by like 12 noon is when I do, 12:30 is when I do lunch. So around that time is when I started getting oily. So and then I noticed that my pores were showing like on my cheeks, and that's usually where I get oily. My cheeks, my nose, my forehead, my chin right here. So I started noticing that my pores were a bit more visible. I don't know if you guys can see that my pores is not as visible even into this foundation that I'm wearing, but on my cheeks, when this one got oily, I was seeing my pores be more prominent on my cheeks, and it started settling on my smile lines right here. Foundation always settles on my smile line for some reason. Maybe because I'm not always talking at work, so I don't know what he was doing there. So anyway, it settles in my smile line. So I blotted my face at that 4-hour mark, and it looked okay at that point in time. But you know, the areas that my pores was visible was still visible, but it wasn't like crazy looking. And then at the end of the day, I leave work at 5:30. So at that time, so we're looking at about 8.5 hours. So my oil is really breaking. I will post a picture for the end of the day so that you guys see how my oil came through at the end, and then I was seeing more separation on the foundation, especially in the areas where my face was oily. I was seeing more separation, And at that point, at the end of the day, I felt, you know, that foundation feeling and you just want to wash your face. Yeah, I was feeling that at that point in time. So the next day, so this is what I noticed in the two times I tried it with just the primer. So the next time I tried it with the Coty Espon under it. And the first thing that I noticed was blending it was even more, I had to put more pressure. Because keep in mind that this, it seems to me like it's a drier formula. So mixing it with that loose powder makes it even more, feel more, a bit more dry. So it was, I had to put more pressure to blend. When I finished applying it, the finish was more matte than satin. And it still gave me a medium coverage. So with the powder, my oil, I didn't get oily until the end of the day. So that was a good sign that the powder helped it to stay on longer. And I blotted my face, and you know, I didn't see much of that like breakdown as I saw when I just used the primer. So that was a good thing. The one I'll be talking about now is the Lancome Teint Idol stick. And this one, what shade is this? This is in the shade 550 Suede C, 550C. And they describe it as this oil-free, highly pigmented long-wear makeup stick delivers buildable coverage with a natural looking matte finish for ultra versatile application. So this one is $43 for 0.31 ounce, and it came down to $4.89 per grams. So it's a little less than $1 more expensive than the thick stick foundation. And it comes in 25 colors. It's fragrance free, transfer resistant, and smudge resistant. This is actually the one I'm wearing in this video. Yeah. With just the primer, this the Lancome was smooth application. It gave me a medium coverage. But the coverage was slightly better than the Flesh foundation, and it gave me a soft matte finish like it says it will. It's because my face didn't look like dry down, but it didn't look dewy either. And it wasn't satin either. It was just like a soft matte finish. And this one, the color on me, it's a bit neutral. It looks more neutral on me than warm. This is this shade is the most neutral in all the ones that I tried. So I would slide in a video of me applying it so you guys can see what it looks like. At the 4-hour mark, I just saw just a little bit of shine on my nose. And if it's just a little bit of shine like that, I don't bother blotting because I didn't feel like I needed to blot. But at the end of the day, I became oily heavily. So, and then it settled right here. I always have problems with foundation settling because I'm very like expressive with my face. You see that you can kind of see the line right there. So foundation kind of collects right there. So it did that, and then it settled on my smile lines again, and I blotted my face and it looked good. You know, of course at 8 hours you will start seeing like some sign of wear, but it wasn't the kind of sign of wear that I'm like, oh, I need to take this off. It still, if I was going somewhere, I could powder and I would feel good about going just like that. So that was a good sign. With the powder under is the Coty powder under the foundation, I didn't notice any difference in blending. Not significant anyway, and I didn't notice much difference in the finish, either. And still the same thing, I was shiny at 8 hours and my face looked okay after I blotted, and I didn't notice a lot of like separation like I did without the powder. Next one is the Maybelline one. The Maybelline one comes with a sponge. This sponge is so hard. Who is going to use this? What are you going to use this for? It's so rough. I didn't use the sponge. I'm sorry, I was not about to use the sponge. Anyway, so the Maybelline Superstay So it says this multitasking superstay multi-use foundation stick. That's a long name. Is a must-have essential that conceals, contours, highlights, and covers. Maybelline's first all-in-one foundation stick features a cream to matte foundation and a precision pointed blender sponge that is perfect for applying cream foundation at home or touching up your look on the go. So this is the second one that claims to be matte and for oily skin. So how much is it? This one is $11.99 and you get 0.25 ounce. And this is, the price breakdown is $169 per gram, which is good. And it comes in 16 shades. Does it come in 16 shades? I think it comes, yeah, it comes in 16 shades. And it's claiming to be 24-hour wear. That's a big claim. I didn't wear it for 24 hours though. So with the primer alone, the application was smooth. The finish, the coverage was kind of medium to full like the Lancome, and it also gave me a soft matte finish, which was what I was expecting. So at 4 hours, I saw some shine on my face, slight separation like at the corner of my nose on this one, and some separation on my smile lines. And then I blotted my face at that 4 hour mark, and it was fine. At the end of the day, I saw more oil came through, and I saw some wear off again on my cheeks. My pores were visible, and I blotted, but at that point, because my pores was visible and I was seeing some separation, you know, I wouldn't like want to wear it out past that point. So the next day I tried it with the powder under the foundation, and with the powder under the foundation, I didn't notice any much change in application or finish. And I got shiny on my nose at 4 hours mark, but I didn't blot because I didn't feel the need to blot at that point. But at the end of the day, my oils came through. I blotted my face. I saw some wear off on my cheeks, and that was it. I didn't notice that my pores were significantly more noticeable, but I saw some wear down. It's slight wear down on my cheeks, the areas where I blotted anyway. So the last one is the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation. So I have it in F16 and F18. So F16 is the one that I use. F16 is the one that I use like all over, and then F18 is the one that I use for contour. So it says Makeup Revolution's Fast Base Stick Foundation quickly perfects, contours, and highlights your complexion. It's $9, and it's you get 0.21 ounce. So that comes down to $151 per gram, and it comes in 18 shades. So the application for this one was smooth. I think this was the creamiest amongst all four. Yeah, this was the creamiest amongst all four, and it was also the shade that was the warmest on me. So the finish was satin. Like you could see a little bit of glow on my face, but I feel like the coverage is full coverage. But then I don't know if it's because I put more on, because if you see in the video that I'm going to put in, I think I put a bit more with this one. So that might be what was giving me that full coverage. So at 4 hours though, I began to get, I was oily on my T-zone, and then I was seeing separations on my cheeks, separations on my smile lines. I blotted my face, and I'm like, okay, good to go. And then at the end of the day, I got oily even more, and the foundation started separating in the areas where I was getting oily, and I blotted. And at that point, the foundation was already breaking down and wearing off. So time to take it off at that point in time. So the next day I tried it again with the powder underneath the foundation. So I could see that the application was a bit more stiff compared to without the powder, and then the finish gave me more of a soft matte finish. Interestingly, this was the one that I could see a difference in the finish when I put the powder on. I guess because begin with, it was such a creamy formula that the mixing it with the powder gave me more of a matte finish. So I saw shine come through at 4 hours, but I didn't feel the need to blot. It was just a slight shine on my face. And then at the end of the day, I got oily. My pores were visible with this one as well, and then I blotted my face, and you know, I didn't see like a significant wear with this one with the powder. So I guess the powder did help this one to hold up a bit longer. So I want you guys to go in the comment section. Which one do you guys think is my favorite? The one that I would rate the best overall, wear time, wear down, the way you wear it down, and even with the powder, if the powder helped it. Pause the video and comment down below if you guys, which you guys would think that I would say is the best. Did you guys do that? Okay, I will tell you. So after wearing these foundations, took me like 3 weeks to try them all. After doing that, I would say the Lancome takes the win with this one, because it looked flawless. I mean, it's what I'm wearing right now. It looks flawless. It looks beautiful, and it wears really, really well. Like, I'm not looking for a foundation that would, like, I don't need a foundation to cover my entire sins. I just need something that would look nice on me, and then when I get oily and I blot, the foundation is still mostly on my face. And I actually don't notice this one transferring as much as even the Makeup Revolution. The other thing I noticed about the Makeup Revolution is that I felt it on my face. Like this one, I don't feel it on my face, but the Makeup Revolution, I felt it on my face. The Thick Stick one, it's just too tiny. It's too. I'll be buying foundation every month. If this was the only foundation I used, I'll be buying foundation every month. Nobody has time for that. By that time, you would. I'm pretty sure this Lancome would last me like 3 months, even if I used it every day. The Lancome one is my favorite, but for me, the one that is most affordable, and remember that I said that I've also tried the L'Oreal, and I love the L'Oreal one. It's really beautiful as well. But that one, for it to last on my face, I have to use it. I have to use the powder underneath it to help it to last longer. But I could wear the Maybelline one without a powder under it. I actually wore it yesterday, and it would look good throughout the day. I will have to blot, yeah, of course, but it's not going to make me feel like, I need to take this off. You know, it doesn't wear down like crackly, you know, with all those cracks and like separation, and you look like cakey in areas. It doesn't wear down like that, especially if you use it with the right concealer. Do not use this with a full coverage concealer. Use it with like a lightweight concealer. It's just my 2 cents. But if I was to recommend, if you want something, you know, price is not an issue, get the Lancome. I really like it. But if you want something that is a bit more affordable for $11.99, this one is good. But the Makeup Revolution is good as well. You know, it's a good foundation. You know, it's just, the wear time is not as good as the Maybelline one. So that's why I would prefer the Maybelline one. And then this one, if you like it, you like it. I don't hate it. It's not that I hate the flesh one. It's just that it's so tiny, and then it's $18, and then it's not like a love. It's not a hate, but it's not a love either. So I can do without it. Best overall, Lancome. The least favorite one, flesh, and the best bang for your buck, Maybelline. So thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to, you know, bring you guys, for those that are on the market for a foundation, something quick. Maybe you don't even want a liquid foundation. I hope this video was helpful. You know, I hope if it was helpful, let me know which foundation you will pick up, you know, whether hypothetically or you're actually going to go pick it up. Let me know in the comment section below which one you'll be picking up. Thank you again for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.